Don't ignore those pennies. Some 1-cent coins hiding in your change could be worth hundreds or even thousands if you know what to look for. Check your pocket change. You might be holding a treasure. The 1984 1-cent penny is a coin that looks completely ordinary at first glance, the kind of coin most people would pass through their hands without the slightest thought. But in the world of coin collecting, this penny has a reputation that makes it one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents of the modern era. With the right error and in the right condition, a 1984 penny can reach staggering values ranging from $55,000 to $124,000. That's the kind of number that makes collectors sit up straight, and it's the reason so many numismatists examine every single penny that crosses their path. The Lincoln cent design has been around since 1909, when it was first issued to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first widely circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, the profile of Abraham Lincoln appears, while the reverse, at least until 1958, featured wheat stalks. By 1959, that reverse changed to the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was still in use in 1984, meaning the penny that year carried the now familiar image of the memorial on the back, with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible inside the structure if you looked closely. By the 1980s, billions of pennies were being minted each year at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them among the most common coins in circulation. But with high-volume production comes the possibility of mistakes, and those mistakes are what can turn an everyday coin into a rare treasure. In the case of the 1984 penny, the most famous and valuable error is the double die obverse. For collectors, the phrase double die is enough to create excitement. It refers to a situation where the hub that impresses the design onto a die does so incorrectly, creating a doubled image when coins are struck. On the 1984 Lincoln cent, this doubling can be seen most clearly on Lincoln's ear, earning it the nickname extra ear penny. Under magnification, you can see what appears to be a second ear, slightly offset from the original. This is not damage or post-mint alteration. It's an actual mint error, and one that collectors prize immensely. The doubling is so clear and distinct that once you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. And because the error is significant but rare, the 1984 double die penny became one of the most famous error cents of its time. It's the reason that a coin with a face value of 1 cent can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, when preserved in mint state condition, these coins have been valued between $55,000 and $124,000. That wide range reflects just how important condition and eye appeal are in the coin market. Circulated examples of the 1984 double die penny are still worth quite a bit, often hundreds or even thousands depending on grade. But the real money comes when you find a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition. That's when collectors compete fiercely at auction, and that's how the value skyrockets into the tens of thousands. A perfect storm of rarity, historical significance, and undeniable error is what drives these record-breaking prices. The story of the 1984 penny doesn't stop at the extra ear error. Like all coins, it was also subject to other mistakes during minting, including off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. While these errors may not reach the six-figure territory of the double die, they still command impressive premiums. An off-center 1984 penny, with the date clearly visible, can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on severity. A clipped planchet penny, where a portion of the metal is missing due to a mispunched blank, is also highly collectible. These smaller errors add layers of fascination to the 1984 issue. Collectors often ask why these coins are so valuable when billions were produced. The answer lies in rarity and demand. Billions may have been minted, but only a tiny fraction contain the double die obverse. Out of all the 1984 pennies struck, only a handful show the famous extra ear in high mint state condition. When you have millions of collectors searching for something that only a few dozen people can own at the top level, values soar. The auction world has repeatedly proven how much excitement the 1984 penny generates. Stories abound of coins discovered in pocket change or coin jars that turned out to be the rare double die. In one case, a coin that someone had kept without realizing its importance ended up selling for thousands after authentication. These real-life examples fuel the hope that anyone, anywhere, might find such a penny in circulation. And although the chances are slim, they are not impossible. This accessibility is part of the magic. Unlike some rarities that are locked away in collections or museums, the 1984 penny could realistically be found in a roll of cents from the bank, a childhood coin jar, or even as change from a store. That possibility keeps the hunt alive and makes the 1984 penny one of the most thrilling coins for modern collectors to chase. It's also worth noting that the penny as a denomination carries a special emotional connection. Almost everyone has a memory tied to pennies. Saving them as a child, filling piggy banks, or counting them out for candy at a corner store. When a humble penny turns out to be worth a fortune, it resonates with people on a deeper level. It's a reminder that value can be hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who pay attention. For collectors looking to spot one of these valuable coins, the advice is straightforward. Examine every 1984 penny carefully, paying special attention to Lincoln's ear on the obverse. If you see what looks like a second ear slightly lower and offset, you may have found one of the most famous errors of modern coinage. At that point, the next step is professional authentication and grading, which is essential if you plan to sell. A reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC can verify the coin and assign a grade that significantly influences its value. The thrill of owning such a coin goes beyond the financial aspect. Collectors often describe the joy of holding a rare error penny as holding a piece of history, a unique artifact that connects the story of the U.S. Mint to their own personal journey. The 1984 penny, with its dramatic doubling, is one of those coins that transforms a collection and becomes a centerpiece as the years go by. Demand for these coins shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, as more collectors enter the hobby and awareness of the 1984 double die continues to grow, the competition for high-grade examples only increases. That's why prices ranging from $55,000 to $124,000 are not only realistic but could rise even higher in the future as rarity and demand collide. So the next time you find yourself with a handful of pennies, take a moment to look closely. Don't dismiss them as worthless change. Somewhere in that pile could be a coin that's worth a small fortune. The 1984 1-cent penny proves that the smallest coin in your pocket could carry the biggest surprise. And if you're lucky enough to uncover one of these error coins in mint state condition, you won't just be holding a penny. You'll be holding a treasure valued between $55,000 and $124,000, a testament to how extraordinary value can be hidden in the most ordinary places. The US 1999 1-cent penny might look like just another copper-colored coin that gets lost in pockets, dropped in couch cushions, or thrown into jars at home. But in the world of coin collecting, this ordinary-looking penny carries stories, surprises, and in rare cases, extraordinary value. It represents the closing of a century, the final stretch before the year 2000, and it also happens to be one of those modern coins that sometimes shows up with errors so fascinating that collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts for them. Some of these small cents, struck in 1999, have been valued between $42,000 and $114,000 when unique minting mistakes or exceptional conditions come together. The idea that a penny could be worth such life-changing sums is what keeps collectors searching tirelessly through rolls and checking every coin they come across. To really understand why this coin is so appealing, we need to step back and look at the design and history behind it. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin initially featured Lincoln's bust on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, giving rise to the iconic wheat penny. In 1959, for the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, crafted by Frank Gasparo. That design remained in place until 2008. So in 1999, the penny you would have seen in circulation still carried the Lincoln Memorial reverse, a design that had become so familiar it almost disappeared into the background of everyday life. But for collectors, that doesn't diminish its importance. The 1999 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. Billions were minted, which makes finding an ordinary example easy. But hidden within those billions are the rare error coins and high-grade survivors that command immense value. Condition, rarity, and error types are the 3 keys that elevate a penny from being worth 1 cent to tens of thousands of dollars. One of the most intriguing factors about the 1999 penny is the presence of double die errors. This error occurs when the die that strikes the coin receives multiple impressions that are misaligned, resulting in doubling of certain features. Collectors have reported doubled dies on the inscriptions such as "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and sometimes on the date. While not every double die is dramatic, those that show bold, visible doubling are the most desired. Combine such an error with a flawless mint state condition, and suddenly a penny that looks ordinary becomes a showstopper. In the right auction setting, these pieces can soar toward the upper end of that $42,000 to $114,000 range. Another type of error that drives value is the wide AM versus close AM varieties. These involve the spacing between the A and the M in America on the reverse of the coin. On certain 1999 proof cents struck in San Francisco, the A and the M are widely separated instead of closely spaced, making them highly collectible. The reverse also reveals subtle design differences, which sharp-eyed collectors look for. These varieties are sought after because they are not common in circulation, and when found in high-grade examples, they can reach thousands and sometimes much more at auction. Some of the rarest examples combined with pristine surfaces can push values toward the mid-five-figure territory, reminding collectors that even modern coins hold remarkable treasures. Off-center strikes are another fascinating category of 1999 penny errors. This error happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the dies during striking, causing the design to appear shifted, with part of the blank planchet showing. The most valuable off-center errors are those with significant misalignment, yet with the date still fully visible. That visibility makes them not only striking but also desirable to collectors who want both the dramatic error and the identifiable year. When preserved in mint state, these off-center 1999 pennies can bring thousands, and the rarest examples can climb into the tens of thousands. The broad strike error is equally captivating. When a coin is struck outside of the collar that normally restrains the blank, the result is a coin that looks wider or stretched compared to a standard penny. Broad strike pennies from 1999 stand out immediately to anyone who knows what a normal coin should look like, and collectors often pay strong premiums for them. The most dramatic broad strikes, combined with high preservation, can approach the upper levels of the penny's value spectrum. Clipped planchets also show up among 1999 cents. These errors occur when a blank is punched out of the coin strip incorrectly, resulting in a coin with a crescent-shaped piece missing. While smaller clips are more common, large or multiple clips are much rarer and can command impressive prices. Collectors especially value these errors when the coin's overall details remain sharp and the clip is dramatic enough to display well. But among the most dramatic errors are off-metal strikes. A 1999 penny struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime or foreign coin blank, is an incredible rarity. These coins are usually lighter or heavier than a standard penny and can show incomplete or unusual designs due to mismatched sizes. Off-metal errors from modern years are coveted by collectors because they are so hard to find. A 1999 cent struck on the wrong planchet in pristine condition could easily be valued between $42,000 and $114,000, making it one of the most valuable possibilities within the series. Proof coins from 1999 also add another layer of intrigue. Produced in San Francisco, these coins were specially struck with polished dies, giving them mirror-like fields and frosted details. Normally, proof coins are struck with great care, making errors rare. But when they do occur, such as with missing mint marks, double dies, or cameo contrast issues, they are instantly elevated to treasures. A proof 1999 cent with such a rarity, housed in a top grading slab, can command extraordinary premiums at auction. Condition plays a central role in determining value, and grading standards are strict. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70, or proof, PR 70, with the highest grades bringing the strongest prices. A 1999 penny with even a minor error can increase dramatically in value if it achieves a high grade. For example, a double die in average condition might bring only a few hundred, but the same coin graded MS 67 or MS 68 could explode in value and reach into the tens of thousands. Auction houses and collectors' markets have recorded stunning sales for rare 1999 penny varieties and errors. Stories circulate about ordinary-looking rolls of pennies yielding treasures, with sellers shocked at the results when their finds reach the auction block. The sheer excitement of seeing a 1-cent coin transform into a 5, or even six-figure payday is what drives collectors and casual searchers alike. What makes the 1999 penny particularly special is its timing. As the last full year before the turn of the millennium, coins from this date carry symbolic weight. Collectors often place extra importance on coins that mark historical or cultural milestones. Owning a rare 1999 cent, especially with a dramatic error, is like holding a piece of history from the end of one century and the dawn of another. The thrill of discovery is what fuels the search. Collectors and even casual hobbyists are encouraged to look closely at their coins, paying attention to details that most people overlook. Checking the spacing of letters, examining the date, or inspecting the surfaces for doubling or missing elements can reveal surprises. And because billions of pennies were struck, there is always the possibility that rare varieties or errors are still hiding in circulation, waiting to be discovered in a coin jar, an old drawer, or a roll from the bank. Professional authentication and grading are essential steps for anyone who thinks they've found something special. Companies like PCGS and NGC provide expert evaluation, ensuring the coin's authenticity and condition are accurately documented. Once authenticated, the coin's true value can be realized, especially if it's destined for auction. The 1999 1-cent penny is proof that even the smallest coin can hold immense value. While most people wouldn't give a second glance to a penny from this year, collectors know better. With varieties like the wide AM and close AM, errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and off-metal planchets, and the importance of high grades, this coin has everything needed to capture attention. When rarity and condition combine, the values can be staggering, reaching between $42,000 and $114,000. So the next time you see a penny from 1999, take a moment to really look at it. That tiny coin, overlooked by millions, could be hiding an error or variety that transforms it into a treasure worth tens of thousands. And that's the beauty of coin collecting, where history, rarity, and chance meet to turn ordinary change into something extraordinary. The 2006 1-cent penny might appear like just another small copper-plated coin that most people hardly even notice as they carry it in their pockets or let it pile up in a change jar. Yet in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even a coin as modern and common as the 2006 penny can hide secrets that transform it from a nearly worthless piece of everyday money into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Collectors know that while billions of these coins were struck, certain rare errors and high-grade examples have been known to sell for staggering amounts, with some bringing between $35,000 and $98,000 at auctions. That type of jump from 1 cent to nearly six figures is what makes this coin so compelling and why it deserves more attention than it usually gets. The 2006 penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to depict a real person rather than an allegorical figure. By 2006, the penny had already undergone several changes. In 1982, the composition shifted from a mostly copper alloy to a copper-plated zinc core. This change was driven by rising copper prices, and it gave the coin a slightly different feel and sound compared to older pennies. Collectors pay close attention to this distinction because it introduced new possibilities for minting errors, and that becomes important when discussing the 2006 cent. At first glance, the design is the same one used for decades. The obverse shows the familiar bust of Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 2006 to the right. Below the date, depending on the mint, you might find a D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. On the reverse, the design still featured the Lincoln Memorial, an image that had been used since 1959. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny representation of the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, which is one of the remarkable details that many people overlook. Now, while these details make the 2006 penny interesting historically, it's the errors and unique varieties that bring real value. Among the most sought after are double die errors. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is impressed with the design more than once at slightly different angles. For the 2006 penny, this can cause doubling on the date, on the word "Liberty," or on the lettering of "In God We Trust." Sometimes the doubling is subtle, requiring magnification to notice, but in other cases, it's bold enough to catch the eye immediately. Collectors pay premiums for these coins, and dramatic examples in mint state condition can be worth tens of thousands, pushing toward that $98,000 upper figure. Another error-type collector's chase is off-center strikes. This happens when the coin planchet is not properly aligned within the striking chamber. When struck, part of the design is missing, leaving a blank crescent of metal. These coins are rare to begin with, but when you combine an off-center strike with a visible date, their desirability skyrockets. If that date happens to be 2006 and the coin remains in excellent condition, the value could soar far beyond what anyone would expect for a penny. Then there are broad strike errors, which occur when the collar that normally holds the coin in place fails, allowing the coin to spread out wider than usual during striking. These coins look unusual and instantly stand out to collectors. A 2006 penny with a broad strike error in high-grade condition could fetch thousands, again depending on demand and visibility of the error. Clipped planchets are another fascinating possibility. During the minting process, coin blanks are punched from large sheets of metal. If the punches overlap, it creates blanks with crescent-shaped missing sections. These errors on a 2006 penny are visually distinct and highly collectible. Combined with excellent condition, they can push a penny's value into the tens of thousands. Perhaps the most exciting error category for the 2006 penny is off-metal strikes. Occasionally, a cent design is struck on a blank meant for another denomination, such as a dime planchet. The result is a coin that looks odd immediately because of its wrong size or composition. These errors are extremely rare, and when authenticated, they become prized highlights in auctions. Such unique pieces are exactly the type that could reach that $35,000 to $98,000 value range. Condition plays a huge role in the price as well. The majority of 2006 pennies have been in circulation, showing nicks, scratches, and general wear. But those found in uncirculated rolls, or better yet, coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher, stand apart. A rare error combined with a pristine mint state grade is the perfect recipe for record-breaking auction results. Collectors know this, and that's why competition for high-end 2006 error pennies can be fierce. Auction records confirm the passion surrounding coins like the 2006 penny. Stories abound of collectors or even casual hobbyists finding unusual pennies in circulation and later discovering they were worth life-changing sums. It reinforces the idea that valuable coins are not just relics of the past. They can still appear in modern change. This is one of the biggest reasons collectors keep a keen eye on even recent dates like 2006. Beyond the errors, the Lincoln cent itself carries strong sentimental value. For many Americans, the penny is their first exposure to coin collecting. Children search through jars for different dates, learning about history along the way. The 2006 penny is part of that tradition, bridging the old Lincoln memorial design with the later changes that would come in 2009 for Lincoln's bicentennial. This emotional connection adds another layer of significance to the coin's story. Think about it. Billions of 2006 pennies were minted, and yet only a handful contain the right combination of errors and preservation to command five-figure sums. That's what makes these coins so fascinating. It's the possibility that out of something so common and overlooked, a treasure can still emerge. For collectors searching today, the advice is clear. Take the time to look closely at every 2006 penny you encounter. Examine the date, the lettering, the strike, and the edges. Look for doubling, missing sections, or signs of off-metal strikes. Even if the error is subtle, professional grading can unlock its true value. Because while one coin might only be worth a cent, another could easily be valued anywhere from $35,000 to $98,000. The allure of the 2006 penny lies in its dual identity. On the surface, it's everyday change. But beneath that lies the chance of holding a numismatic gem that embodies history, error, rarity, and immense value. It's a reminder that coin collecting is not just about hunting ancient treasures, but also about discovering the extraordinary hiding within the ordinary. So the next time a 2006 penny passes through your hands, resist the temptation to dismiss it. Look closely, study its details, and remember that among the billions struck, there may be one that turns out to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting, and the 2006 penny is proof that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest surprises.